Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club. In tonight's video, I just wanted to have another wee chat about Jordan Peele's new upcoming horror film, Us. Ever since the first trailer, there hasn't really been much to talk about for Us after I went over the film's monsters, the tethered, and who or what they could be. But today in a Rolling Stone interview with Jordan Peele, we got some information on why he wanted to come back with a full-blown horror after Get Out and his thought process behind this film. Anyway, in the article they discuss how many people don't consider Get Out to be a horror and continue to debate whether it is or not, and this seemed to upset Peele to an extent as he had this to say. As a horror nut, the genre confusion of Get Out broke my heart a little. I set out to make a horror movie and it's kind of not a horror movie. He then continued by saying, as a horror fan, I really wanted to contribute something to that world. I kind of feel for Peele when I hear this, because to me Get Out is clearly a horror film. Yes, it could be considered a psychological thriller or even mystery, but at the end of the day it is a hybrid genre film, which lots of films these days are, and one of those genres is definitely horror in my opinion. But in saying this, the genre debate could actually be good for us horror lovers out there, as it sounds like it has spurred Peele on and railed him up to make an even better contribution to the genre. Hopefully all this talk of Get Out not being a horror has pissed him off enough and got him fired up to give us one of the best horrors of 2019. The article from Brian Hyatt goes on to say his new movie is that contribution, unambiguously so. Get Out is existentially terrifying, Us is spill your soda scary. It's the tale of a family facing off with unsettling doppelgangers of themselves, which Peele calls the tethered. He means them to be a monster mythology in keeping with Universal's Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman tradition. He's taken some mischievous pleasure at the prospect of freaking out some of Get Out's more genteel fans. I could not be happier to hear this. Reading this article just got my hype to a whole new level for Us, and I really do hope that Peele can terrify us all when it finally hits theatres March 22nd. It's awesome just to hear how much a fan of horror Peele is, and that Us will be an even darker nightmare than Get Out was. It's also great to hear a successful filmmaker show so much love and passion for the genre and to publicly embrace it as much as Peele does. You can tell some filmmakers out there look down on horror, but for me it is way harder to truly frighten someone with a film than it is to make them cry or happy. You want the audience to cry, all you have to do is kill the family dog, job done, everyone's in tears. You want them to be happy, have the protagonist make it work with their love interest, done, happy. Even making people jump is easy. The worst horror films can do it with a sudden loud noise and something popping out in the screen, but that's just a jump scare, that's not fear. To make someone leave the theatre truly scared to their core, to make the film stick with them long after watching it, that's something else, and only a few can achieve that. And hopefully Us is one of those films that can continue to creep us after seeing it. Anyway, I liked what I was reading in this article and it got me pretty hyped for Us and thought I'd bring you all my thoughts on it. I'll leave a link to the article in the description box down below. Fingers crossed we get some new Us news soon that I can report on, maybe even a cheeky wee trailer soon. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on it and if you consider Get Out a horror or not, and if you think Us will top it in that category. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop it a like, and for more content from myself, then just subscribe to join the club. As always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.